we are going to be the first line of communication for all issues pertaining to IP&O services, parking, mail services, material and logistical services, business services. Those are some of the initial calls that are going to be coming into our service center to triage and assign out to the specific groups.
I believe the ServiceNow component is really going to help the customer service experience. It's already in use for Office of Information Technology and University Human Resources. That portal, people with the university community have become familiarized with it. There's an ease of use to it. It's user-friendly, it's intuitive, and it makes for a far better customer satisfaction.
There's 3 different channels that we use for the service center. One will be chat functionality. So when they log into the portal, the customer can initiate a chat session with one of our agents and get, put in a request that way. There'll be in the actual portal itself menu items that they can submit a request, and then they can also call us on the phone, and then we create a case, and then if needed, a work order. I think the most important thing is one of the things we don't have is email, and we're getting away from email for reasons that it doesn't capture what we need. It only captures very basic information. It's not very conducive to communication in ServiceNow. So I know a lot of people out there use email, and that's going to be probably, in my opinion, the biggest adjustment to going to ServiceNow is not emailing, an issue, not emailing someone, then having to actually go to a portal, go to the chat, or call us.
Customers will have the option, once the case is created, to take that email notification and continue the conversation through that modality. They'll have that option, but it has to be initiated through one of the ones that Carl
Correct.
mentioned earlier. This way we can capture the necessary data.
Correct.
When an agent receives a request from whatever modality comes in, they're essentially dispatching, but they're also they're routing, they're triaging in many cases. If it's something that requires immediate attention from the shop representative, like say a leak, that needs immediate attention. They're going to in turn call a representative of that shop to get somebody on that immediately. And that's our current system with our work management system. Down the road, when we are completely with ServiceNow, especially with the facilities component in mid-2025, it's going to facilitate our operations on the back end, and that shop representatives will be pinged. They'll receive notifications. So it'll eliminate the need to have to get on the phone and reach out to shop representatives about really pressing matters. They're going to be able to see that right on their iPads or on their iPhones.
So we inherited 2 agents from the original facilities call center in New Brunswick, and they have been instrumental in training all of these new employees that are coming in. That we've been really relying on them to train them on the existing processes, and Anthony's been training them as well. But I mean, we kind of threw them to the wolves. I mean, they started about a week before move-in, and move-in for the service center is the busiest time of the year. That's when we're going to get the most facilities calls. That's when we're going to get a lot of issues coming in, a lot of online requests. So for them to be new and have to be exposed to that right away, I mean, it's a huge thing. And they came out of it stronger. They came out of it unscathed. I mean, we had some great meetings with housing to discuss, lessons learned, how we can do things better. But, they were very pleased with how the service center functioned during move-in. But
we're fortunate to have a group that's industrious, resourceful, and dedicated. Otherwise, I don't think we could have gotten through that period as effectively as we did if we didn't have a good group, because they embraced those challenges.
Yep. One of the main things that's happening now with this project, with the service center, is we're able to now look at some of these groups and identify places where we can improve processes. We were just in a meeting before talking about some communications improvements with the shops. So there's definitely room for process improvement, and I think this was the catalyst. I think this was the catalyst for a lot of process improvement within IP&O.
Yeah. One of the biggest challenges, I think, is finding bridges. How do we know how we got here, we know where we're going, how do we bridge some of these communication gaps in the interim? Because ServiceNow is going to really help us in many regards regarding the two-way communication, but the challenges are inherent to trying to find bridges between now and then. We serve the university community. essentially students, parents, faculty, and staff. I think we essentially are putting the community in university community. Because I particularly enjoy trying to resolve issues and dealing with students and dealing with parents. I appreciate that part of the job the most.